And this is not a support Pugna, by the way. This is a core Pugna. It's played by Super. They've thrown Ice, Ice, Ice onto the Zeus, so it's an off-lane Zeus. And, I mean, what more do you want? And Gyro got through.
Yes.
Can you believe it?
How god is Gyro? I mean, indeed, EHOME. But I like the fact as well, of course, we saw in the draft, EHOME this time. They've got the Rubik, so we'll see, of course, what good old DDC will be able to do with that, and maybe show FY a thing or two. We'll see what goes down. But yeah, as you said, it's interesting to see the Pugna. I mean, talking to a lot of kind of the teams beforehand, a lot of them were saying you're going to see a lot of Pugna this tournament, and we haven't really. I mean, why do you feel this is the game that Vici think that the core Pugna is going to do it for them?
There's a lot of really high mana cost spells in the Dire. Dark Seer uses a lot of mana and fights Lina as well. We'll be scared to cast her entire array of spells. It seems like it's just a plan Vici had going in. It didn't. I'd be surprised if it was something that just came up with on the fly. They're like, okay, now Pugna's good, because there's been plenty of this type of games. It's just, it seems like they've prepared this beforehand going in, that this could be a big pick for them. Of course, needs to keep in mind Decrepify, also a very good ability, always gives you the flexibility of saving one of your allies, of course amplifying the Zeus. The combo that Vici have when it comes to spell damage is absolutely ridiculous, and EHOME are going to need their BKBs. That's one thing that's for sure.
Absolutely. C2I is going to be able to secure himself the top rune. Super, likewise, grabbing himself this bottom rune. I mean, the question is, of course, in the mid lane, how does Pugna kind of match up against the Lina?
I think it's a pretty even lane. I guess I'll give a slight edge to Lina. She has a little bit better base damage, a little bit better range. Pugna has the superior movement speed though, so if it comes to ganks, can perhaps escape potential rotations a little bit better. And both of them have good spells to clear waves with. They're pretty mana efficient, both of them. Nether Blast costs 85 for 100.
Top lane, I mean, iceiceice getting brought back here by the telekinesis, and well, Yang and DDC gonna give him the old chase down. He's going to be okay for the time being, but this has got to be a bit of a tricky lane here for the Zeus. I mean, Zeus off lane, not something that we've seen in quite a long time.
No, it seems like they just wanted to throw EHOME off. Like, EHOME were definitely expecting a Zeus mid for Super. It's something Vici played earlier in the tournament. And this was not what they were thinking was going to happen when they saw the Zeus pick, but they've adapted to it pretty well. iceiceice yet to get his first experience point. He should be getting it relatively soon here, but he needs to be careful as DDC. It's really forcing him out of lane right now.
But at the same time, iceiceice is able to find the XP for level 2. I'm sure both DDC and the Lina will already have it. Mid lane, C2I coming in, just trading hits with Super. Will find the light stroke array. Hasn't got the mana to follow it up though. So far in the mid lane, 5 for 2, 5 for 2. So both heroes getting pretty much an even amount of farm here in this mid lane.
Yeah, as mentioned, this is probably how it's going to play out until we get the first rotations. And looks like Fenrir is gonna put down a fissure here. I think C2I can get around this. No, he actually can't. He's gonna have to run through the river. They might even try to go for this one with the crap.
They're slowing him down, moving in. iceiceice is actually rotated around as well to see if he can help out the team. Chasing out C2I, find the life strike array onto Super, but they're gonna continue to go for it here. One more Zap will do it. And the rotation from the off-lane Zeus there, securing VG first blood.
What a fantastic fissure that was. C2I did not see that coming at all. Gets blocked off. And there's the superior movement speed, actually. It came into play. Super was able to catch up. Has the, I believe, 25 higher, yep, and gets the Decrepify, which was changed. It's a 3.5 second duration on all levels, which in my opinion was a pretty big buff to Pugna for situations like this. And Zeus with the rotation, iceiceice, I think, again, those were his first experience points. He's still level 1, but if you can't get it done in the top lane, you can go gank mid with your level 1 Zeus, I guess. He was needed too. Like, that's the crazy thing.
Yeah, it is.
But they predicted they could get away with that. That was incredible.
With that final Zap. I mean, that is the thing as well. The fact that you're running this off lane Zeus, if he doesn't find anything from the off lane, what is the backup plan for iceiceice? How does he keep himself in the game?
The moment he gets level 2, he can technically jungle with a static field. It's going to take a while. It's going to be pretty ineffective, but it is a possibility. You generally want to be at least level 3, though. The level 2 Arc Lightning gives the extra 2 jumps and some more damage and helps out a lot more with clearing the stacked camps that he would be looking for in that situation. But I do think he's going to hang around here in the top lane, if nothing else, to keep the Rubik busy. And then that, in turn, gives Pugna a way safer mid lane. They've given priority. I mean, they could have swapped it around, right? They could have played Zeus mid and Pugna top.
Oh, Dark's here on the bottom lane. How? Catching that one out there with the help of FY. A second kill here for Vici Gaming.
it's a multi-purpose pick here for VG Gaming, the Disruptor. We haven't really talked about it so far. He's really good against the Darkseer in the offlane. Of course, the moment you use Surge, you can always get him glimpsed back into a really bad position with cooldown on the spell. They have very good setup for Static Storm with the Fissure, and just overall great team fight. Static Storm, Fissure, Call Down, Zeus ult. Their entire team fight combo is actually ridiculous. So.
And we can already see, of course, Lanham here in the jungle, just starting to make some stacks up, ready and waiting, of course, for CTY. CTY actually getting caught out here with the Fissure as well. Super Vim again will be able to bottle up the regen rune, and he's going to continue to chase his iceiceice with a rotation yet again, looking for CTY, but at the same time comes YJ. They're trying to turn around and find iceiceice there with the Dragon Slave, and now DDC and YJ, they might look to see if they can find more. Moving on the Super with the Decrep, and now the blast, YJ, oh, the Fissure as well, he's getting low, and he will go down there. Pops the cell, Super and FY are able to finish him off. Now with the party ring right down, DDC in trouble with Lanham to fight DDC. Now they look towards Lanham, hits double kill in fact for both CTY and FY off the back of this. Lanham and CTY do get themselves out, and it ends up just a 2 for 2. And actually slightly favors the side of EHOME, but nonetheless very, very even. I mean, one thing I guess you could say was the fact that Luna was drawn towards it, but at the same time, Vichi's Jara continues to farm down the bottom. Did
you just call Kinetic Field the party ring?
Who doesn't say?
Everyone else than you. I like it though. That sounds good. I'm gonna start calling it the party ring too. You've won me over. Nice name.
DDC hanging around mid lane now with CTY just to try and help the Lina. Lina's starting to break away from the Pugna now. 25 for 7 against the 19 for 3. But CS-wise, How having a great time down here on his Gyrocopter, 28 for 15. Not a lot ROTK has been able to do to hinder his farm. We've actually got 3 heroes at the moment from VG Gaming towards the mid lane. Femra and FY, just waiting to see if anyone overextends, see if they can find a Fissure. And a Fissure into a Decrepit to a Blast should be able to blow up CTY if he's not too careful. But he's hit 6 here, he's got the Laguna Blades, so maybe that's what VG are hoping, that he's going to go aggressive. And here we go with the Decrepit, the Fissure, the Blast, doesn't quite latch on. And now EHOME will be able to create a distance. No, the glimpse is there, and now the ring goes down. He's trapped in the middle. They'll get the kill there. Pugna with the pick-off. And we saw the patience there from VG paying off as they find the kill onto the mid from EHOME.
And you immediately see CTY pinging out the Observer ward that the Radiant has. It's like, there is no way they set this up without having this ward right now. And he's completely right. He pinged directly on the ward. We'll see if EHOME can find a way of counterwarding that. But so far, the rotations from VG Gaming have been incredible. I mean, it's not just that they managed to find good ganks with Shaker Disruptor, who in theory aren't the best ganking duo, right? The damage between them isn't that great. Fissure can be incredible. And of course, the glimpse is nice. But it's not your classic, you know, go in with 2 high damage stuns and just kill off a target. They've really made it work with, once again, the Zeus rotations from iceiceice have been the most surprising thing for me this game so far. He's only level 3 though, in contrast to ROTK sitting on 5.5. That's just the nature of the Darkseer being the way superior offlaner. So far, everything is going according to game plan for VG Gaming.
Yeah, we did see just then, of course, Femra and Super clearing up that stack, so putting that Pugna in a nice place indeed. But the Arcane Boots finished as well. He'll be able to keep up that spam here in the middle lane, as looks like CTY also backed off into his own jungle to clear up some stacks of his own. Now sitting at level 7 here, and with the Laguna Blade there and waiting, just in case anyone comes too close to him. But 7 minutes in, 5 for 2 at the moment. VG Gaming having the superior time at the moment. The farm as well, in terms of the individual net worth, just slightly favouring the cause here of VG. At the same time, though, we've seen, of course, YJ on the top, having a lot of space. Did make that rotation towards mid earlier, but other than that, sticking up there. iceiceice is going to find Lanham, Lanham's going to find him. He's going to lift the TP, but the Lucid Beam's going to be there, and iceiceice getting caught out of position there. A little bit too deep for the little man.
That's going to be a Helm of Iron Will for YJ, so going for the Helm of the Dominator build up with Ancient stacking, most likely. Curious to see which direction he goes with his build here. Generally, we see Luna players at this event get Moonglaive at this point, if not even earlier. I think previous games of Luna, I believe Arteezy went for a 4-4-1 build even, I do believe. Maxing out the glaives really early allows you to farm stacks so much faster. And of course, that's what you're aiming for with the Dominator.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
The stack here.
He manages to get, oh no, he gets, and the side of the die, they do get both of those. He's going to be bottled up here by CTY. Bottom lane, we've actually got 4 heroes down here. Super and Femra is smoked up, trying to see if they can potentially catch out ROTK, but at the moment he is behind the tier 1. He's going to move down towards the lane now. Let's see how close he comes out. They've revealed themselves now here, so he's not going to come any closer. It looks like VG is just going to look for the push here.
Under attack.
With Super backing up How, so See what kind of reaction we get from EHOME. FY's there, ready to glimpse back anyone that dares TP in for defense. Maybe with this next wave, we'll see Vici Gaming being able to take this tower without EHOME able to do anything to stop it. We're going to see people starting to walk in. No one's going to TP directly, and CTY and RTK moving in. They're pretty low on mana at the moment, though. There's not going to be the potential for a straight-up Laguna Blade from CTY for a bit of time. Looks like Vici Gaming should be able to just take themselves this tower here. DDC is on the side. It's all being spotted out here. I know, so there's the dives of wood. Okay, so they know that there's no one else in the trees around the side. They know that FY is not hanging around anymore. Nonetheless, with this next creep wave, Vici Gaming should be able to take this, and they're kind of just wasting EHOME's time here as they've come down to this bottom lane, but it doesn't look like they're going to be able to achieve anything.
It's a double victory here for Vici Gaming, not only getting the tower, but for EHOME to just stand there with their mid laner CTY not being able to engage at all. Effectively, as you said, just kind of wasting about a good minute there almost, just setting up for a fight that wasn't going to happen. We're going to see a little bit of a rotation. Of course, Vici Gaming, they're exceptionally good when they have their Pugnet taking towers early. They've played this strategy so many times. I personally think they play the best Pugnet in the world on Super, at least in the core role. He is really, really good at realizing the hero's strengths, the timing windows, when to go, what to do. So far, it's been great from him. He's 1-1-3. He's taken tier 1. Still has 50 CS, minute 10 in that mid lane. Very solid Pugnet performance out of him this game.
Mass rotations here coming out from the side of EHOME. Smoked up how to reveal himself on the top lane, but now he's keeping it safe, hiding in the tree line. Double damage rune is there, waiting and available if they wish to take it. CTY will grab it. Doesn't look like they're going to find anything here with this smoke, as Vici Gaming pretty much safely tucked away on their side of the map, and CTY is just going to go back and clear up these stacks, try and chase up the Pugnet in terms of net worth. He's quite a bit behind, but of course, down to the fact that Vici Gaming did find that very, very early tier 1, so this stack should help close the gap here for CTY.
How close is he to Yules? It's pretty far away. He's died twice. Does he have anything on the courier at all? So he's still a good, what's that, 1,500 gold away in minute 11. He is a very explosive player who is very, very good at taking advantage of an early lead, but that's not going to be the case for him this time around. As you said, though, good catch-up for him here at least. I think we're looking at what could be in 13-minute Yules, perhaps? Still got a way to go.
Oh, at the same time, talking about good time, 11 minutes in, Pugner now has got the mech complete on top of the arcanes and bottles, so Super looking very, very good here on this Pugner, and if they want to group up and push another tower, it's going to be even harder for EHOME to fight into. We saw Vici do it on the bottom lane, EHOME unable to do anything in response, and Vici, they're going to look for more here, smoking up, moving towards the top lane. How at the moment, acting as a little bit of bait, being the only one revealing himself, and they're going to be there ready with the counter-attack if EHOME decide to go for the Gyro, but even if that's not going to be the case here, Vici Gaming, they'll have the time and the opportunity to go for another tier 1. In fact, DDC looking to TP out, and they'll get the vision with the Thunder God's Wrath. And now with the Fisher, DDC in a lot of trouble. He's trying to run away here, but Super will close in on him, and the Nether Blast dropped down. Didn't quite catch him on iceiceice there with the arc lining. Sal's being popped by DDC. He's trying to do what he can. It's not enough, and they'll lose the Rubik here, and the side of EHOME will almost certainly lose this tier 1 as well. YG and Adam, they're looking for potentially something in trade, pushing on the tier 1 in the middle lane, and RTK amping up the pressure on the bottom. But it's not going to be on the same level as the pushing power here of Vici Gaming, as they force out a fortification, and we'll be able to finish the tier 1 pretty soon after. FY already in the mid lane, starting to drag the creeps back. So again, they find a tier 1, they find a Rubik, and they don't lose anything in return.
EHOME in a really problematic position here, where it seems like Vici Gaming will just pick one tower after the other and just go for it. And EHOME needs to fight. Their heroes just flat out get countered by this whole mech and AoE control combo. Luna has to come in close for the Eclipse. She'll get blown up. The Lina can play at somewhat of a range, but she still needs to get inside the route.
iceiceice trying to DP out, but Lanham coming in here with the net. Now with the illusions hitting away. Super is there. Can he help him out? Looks like the Nether Blast will be enough to scare Lanham back off. So iceiceice keeps his life intact.
Radiant's bottom tower.
Oh, the call out is going to hit onto 2. They've blown up RTK here on the darks here. Everyone should be able to find DDC as well. Down goes the kinetic field, will trap him on the edges. Beverage trying to move in. Light Striker is duked out. And it looks like the rest of EHOME will be able to escape here. DDC going to let the sidelines. Oh, nothing to cancel it. Can't quite stop that one from going off, but nonetheless they get the deny to the tier 1 and they get the darks here as well, so more memorable events here for the side of Vici Gaming.
I'm very surprised FY let the Rubik run there. I'm not sure if he was scared that the Luna was starting to flank him, but he had Static Storm ready, he had Glimpse ready, and he had Thunderstrike on the target. And a little bit uncharacteristic for FY. Usually when he catches someone inside the kinetic field, they do end up dying one way or the other. They let DDC get away. A little bit of a freebie there.
At the same time, of course, the iceiceice has had a bit of space in the mid lane. He's working towards his Midas. He's actually got the recipe already picked up here on the Zeus. So, considering the time he's having up top and the fact that he wasn't finding levels at all, this is going to be a pretty respectable timing for the offlane Midas on Zeus.
Dire's middle tower
That's what all this tower goal does. Of course, getting an assist as well as a kill doesn't hurt either. And he's going to become relevant. Like, I really like this choice from iceiceice. I think a lot of the time Midas is actually a really good first item on Zeus because this hero scales exceptionally well into the late game, but doesn't have the best farming pace out of, in comparison to a lot of other cores played, particularly in the mid lane. And in this off lane role, there's not so much pressure on him to perform the right.
We'll get another tower here, more gold into the pocket of Vici Gaming. 14 minutes in, all the tier 1s taken from the side of EHOME. I mean, we can see already the fact that House sitting on 6.3k net worth here on this gyrocopter in a very, very good position. YJ trying to take what he can here from the enemy jungle. Top of the helm, the Dominator has the Ogre Club, but at the same time, in comparison, Gyro House has nearly got the BKB completed. Only about 400, 500 gold to go before he's got that one done.
And speaking of BKB, it's got to be the story for EHOME. I think their chances of fighting under the Nether Ward without a BKB on the Luna and maybe even the Darkseer looks pretty grim for them. So the problem is, whenever EHOME wants to engage a fight, they kind of have to use Song of the Siren to get in a good position. But the amount of counterplay that Vici has drafted, Fissure, Glimpse, Static Field, and soon the BKB on the Gyro, as well as the Nether Ward, it's probably going to make them think twice about going for any fight at all. And it's just a matter of time before Vici Gaming start looking at these juicy tier 2 towers. The top one should be a very easy target for them, as it's a great area for them to fight in.
I mean, what do you feel that Vici Gaming are waiting for now in terms of is it an item pickup before they start to go deeper onto enemy territory and look for a tier 2, or are they waiting for EHOME to try and come onto their side of the map and look to just fight them at their own tier 1s?
Well, ideally, let's see, what are the key items? BKB on Luna. Lina has to find some sort of solution for the Nether Ward, like in her item build. She has the Yours now, but that's not really going to help. And the Darkseer is going to need, so perhaps a blink on RRTK and they just land a super combo and they can try to fight into the BKB Gyro and the Nether Ward. That's going to be ridiculously hard, but it might be what they have to go for. So yeah, I'm going to say that. Blink Darkseer and the BKB on Luna, absolute minimum to be able to win team fights. Now, of course, they can look for skirmishes. That's still not out of the question. You can try to smoke up with a Rubik and Lina. Should make for a pretty easy single pick off on most of the Radiant heroes who, of course, do have that innate weakness that they have very low health pools.
How? He's feeling pretty confident up here. Just farming away, pushing up this top lane. All on his own, because the rest of his team around towards the mid lane actually going to smoke up here. And potentially going to wrap into the Dire jungle. Maybe hoping to catch EHOME that may be moving towards tower. It's getting drawn off on the map here. iceiceice heading up to the high ground. They don't quite have vision here of CTY. They're going to move in. It's like, yeah, okay, so FY's going to lead in here from the river. Heading towards the tier 2. Looks like EHOME sensed that something's off. They obviously noticed that Vici Gaming off the map at the moment. Know that VG are potentially moving in, and yeah, they're hiding right in the trees here, EHOME.
I think he saw DDC already. Yeah, it's being pinged out here by Super. I think he probably just died for this one.
Dropping the kinetic field here, won't catch anyone, but will trap CT1 on the other side. And now DDC, he's actually stolen a Nether Ward here, so this might be pretty useful in the fight. There's 2 Nether Wards down, 1 for each side here. Lanham with the ult will be able to take down VG Gaming's Nether Ward, and Animal continues to do the last the Mecha's not going to save them now. Moving in now with the BKB, trying to find RTK. RTK's going to search himself out here. And this is actually pretty good here for EHOME. They do lose the Rubik, but they find Super. And they don't lose anything else here. And
Dire's top tower is under attack.
I resume to start pushing on the tier 2, but
tower is under
pretty good pick off there for EHOME, and what looked like to be a good initiation from Vici Gaming.
Yeah, Luna TP'd in and got glimpsed away by FY. I'm not sure if that worked for or against Vici Gaming, because it looked like Hal might have actually been able to run down the Luna, but of course with her getting glimpsed out, he starts running for the Darkseer instead. And it ends up being just a 1-for-1. They don't get the tower. Hao uses his BKB, in my opinion, a little bit prematurely there as well. Used it very early running in. I guess he wanted to make sure he got the call down off during the Song of the Siren. Well, they didn't get the best fight out of it, as you mentioned, but also not a disaster. I think this is just that, you know, they're going to get the tier 2 now, because they can just run out again with Pugna. They know Song is on cooldown, they know Wall is on cooldown, they know Eclipse is on cooldown. And if you look at their team, they don't have these key long cooldown ultimates. Zeus ulti is 90 seconds, Disruptor ult is currently also 90 seconds, Echo Slam is not being used right now, it's long cooldown, they don't need it. He's all about the fissure right now.
It's going to be the tier 2 going down, so Vici Gaming, I've got to be honest, kind of the game plan that you would expect from them when they had this draft, it seems to be going absolutely to plan. They're going to be very happy with this game.
They want to force them back again. They have BKB on the gyro. This is a pretty aggressive play pushing the base at 19 minutes, but honestly, I think it's the perfect play call. They have all the advantages right now. Why not push it if it seems unlikely EHOME can find the type of fight they need?
With the Nether Ward down as well, it's going to be hard for EHOME to fight into this one.
Well, it's a good steal from Ruby.
So let's see who's able to use it to fight into this. They do have the wall. RTK wants to be careful with the board. Okay, the ward's gone now, so maybe we'll see EHOME try and fight into this.
They got 2/3 of the tower for nothing.
Yeah, this is a bit worrisome here with the Nether Blast indeed for EHOME. Just slowly losing track. And before the 20-minute mark as well. It really feels like Vici Gaming's lineup is just so much stronger than EHOME's at this point, because they don't really have an answer for just the playstyle that Vici Gaming are going for at this point of the game.
Yeah, I think EHOME should have got a little bit more out of the situation than they did. They lost 2/3 of their power. There was no real trade-off, and the issue is that in that particular situation, you probably want to have the Luna split pushing, because she's not really contributing very much to the engagement. And you don't need to be scared of the TP into Glimpse anymore, because she does have the BKB. So now YJ can, whenever they're looking to go for a 5-man somewhere, he has to be on another lane, so he puts them on a timer. Else Vici Gaming feel like they're never losing anything, and they can just take their time. So that has to be the role YJ needs to play now. This bottom lane needs to be pressed out as much as possible at all times, and he even has a good lane ward down there to protect him from ganks as well. So definitely be top of his priority list to
Smokes up now, Vici Gaming. Moving in across the secret shop here. Might be able to wrap round towards mid. There's a fair few of EHOME here. This could kick off it. They're just going to look at the Ancients. Just getting to sentry down, looking to block the Ancients and get themselves out without being discovered.
Actually,
and they're going to be able to do so. Blocking up the Ancients here.
I'm looking for a fight as well. Zeus is rotating over. He did port down. I think he was not spotted by the Dire Ward down here. He might have just crossed through some of the vision, but I don't think so.
Oh, maybe trying to move in from the side here, Vici Gaming. Huddling together here in their own jungle. EHOME backing themselves up. So again, they won't be able to find a jump onto them. And okay, with that sentry pot down, they should be able to de-ward that ancient block on the side of EHOME. And oh, it's actually Lina. Very deep here, the pings come out. CTY's going to go straight for the TP, but the glimpse is there. It's going to get cancelled, and CTY in a whole world of pain, nowhere for him to run. Everything getting thrown down onto the Lina. And CTY just getting a little bit too ballsy there with his TP.
Zeus Disruptor is such a powerful combination. The moment you have any idea about where any single hero is, you just Zeus ult and they can't escape at all. Very, very easy pick off here, and CTY just got position, got a little bit too greedy there.
Radiant's middle
it's going to cost them a tier 2 most likely. He really doesn't want to buy back. Look what he's
building.
He's doing what I thought we might see for the first time this tournament. He's going for a very early BKB on the Lina, because it's kind of a forced item pickup against Pugna. It's part of the power of the hero. I mean, sure, you buy the BKB to counter the Nether Ward, and that's great, but then you don't have something else. Right? So that's definitely a big advantage for Vici Gaming here, forcing the enemy heroes into items they don't really want to go for. And I think we're going to see something similar for the Darkseer as well. Probably RTK will look for the Blink first and then BKB instead of something more valuable for teamfights, such as Shiva's Guard, Hex, or yeah, something along those lines for staff.
Smoke up now from the side of EHOME. Maybe they're feeling confident enough to try and take a fight themselves. BKB, beginnings of Yasha here on to YJ on his Luna. Actually going to look for Roshan here potentially, and might just get away with this one, because Vici Gaming towards the mid lane at the moment. They're going to do it fairly quickly here with the aura from YJ.
This would be a really big play from EHOME. They're taking a chance here, but I think they have to. If they just
it's been spotted out.
If they are not making this. If they stick around here, this could be game losing. Or maybe they are, actually.
They're doing it pretty quickly. I mean, Super is moving over here to the pit, but I think EHOME are going to have it done. They're going to have it done. Okay.
That's something went a lot faster than it started out. I guess C2Y started getting up the fire souls.
That's a nice fish and a nice corner here, but the Yule Scepter holding Hao back. And Hao will contemplate it, but he's not going to move it any further. iceiceice trying to get the Thunderbolt in, but there's snare onto him. Wall's being dropped down by RTK. Vici, they've got the glimpse now. RTK gets dragged back. He's stuck in the kinetic field now. Look at the dark side up below him up. And that's the gem on the deck as well. Now Hao moving in with the BKB, trying to chase down CTY, but CTY just a little bit too quick here with that Fiery Soul passive. So the side of Vici, they do secure themselves the gem, but the buyback from RTK now. Oh, with the ultimate there for Luna. They do find Hao. BKB was popped by Luna there as well. They do get Hao in return. I can't believe they recovered the gem. They did. Who picked up the gem here on the side? Yeah, so Shaker has got the gem. Henry did manage to get that one out of that fight. But, and it did cost him a buyback EHOME, but still. I guess they got rich. Would you say overall that's EHOME's advantage, killing Hao? I'd say so.
Yeah, they have the Aegis and they got Hao. I think that's good enough. Even though they buy back the Darkseer, which turned out to be completely unnecessary, maybe it put pressure on Vici, so they pulled back. But I think they had to do that anyway. So a little bit of a rush decision, in my opinion, from RTK. But it's one of those very difficult moments where you need to realize, okay, how far ahead are we really? There's no BKB on Gyro. It was on cooldown. We have the Yules out on Lina and can kill him easily. So
he's got BKB down now as well on CT1.
He's also got one. At the exact same time, it's the Pugna. And of course, you look over the EHOME lineup, their physical damage right now is extremely limited. Luna needs time to come online. He hits for 200 right now, which is great, but you can't really run in close with Luna against a Pugna right now. It's pretty unlikely that he'll be able to succeed in blocking him, running him down and killing him off. And the Laguna Blade, of course, if you're CTY now, you want to get that Aghanim Scepter so you can get Pugna out of the way if possible, or the Gyro. But your build has been delayed by about 4,000 gold because of that BKB.
Oh, Thunderbolt just coming out at a time that EHOME may have looked to smoke up. At least EHOME know now that it's down. It's not going to come out against Super. Has hit level 11 here. And what does he go for now himself after the BKB? Does he go for Axe here on the Pugna?
There's a couple of avenues he could think about here. One of them would be a Necro Book. I think maybe it's a little bit too late for that. Luna's also really good at clearing them out with the BKB. Alternatively, he could go for the Axe, like you said, and just try to, you know, he could be like a medic for the Gyro, basically, so he can siege high ground. Alternatives, you know, Octarine Core is actually not that bad on this hero. The cooldown reduction is really, really good. To have Nether Blast, you have almost permanent uptime. Actually, you do have permanent uptime on the Nether Ward as well, then. And it's extra drain from your spells, which is also nice. Hex is good too. There's a lot of items on Pugna, just utility.
They got the glimpse here onto CTY, trying to move Hao in as well. CTY just a little bit too speedy. I don't think Hao's fast enough to really do anything about this. Hasn't got a point to him in missile yet. Now CTY is going to be able to get himself out. So.
Very, very confident play from CTY, not using the
Yeah, he's got the Song of the Siren in. He's going to use it. He's going to use it. He's going to get himself out. Or is he going to get himself back in? The rest of the teammates wrap him around down the river. And another breath right here with the Luna Blade as well there to take down Disruptor before he gets anything off. Now the Squad of K is going to be able to keep him alive. Yes, it is. With the man coming in from RTK. Now landing with Mirror's Image. He's going to be able to get himself back out. It's just the Disruptor that's fallen so far. EHOME getting low. Hao trying to do what he can with Femra and Super pop the BKB. Now YJ. His BKB has run off. And they're going to chase down Thunder Gods around there. Femra trying to move forward. Fight the Fisher onto YJ. Now the Rocket Barrage. They'll get the Luna. Now Femra looking for more. Super with the Nether Blaster to grab onto RTK. They'll find him. Echo stands blind for that one. This is double kill for iceiceice. Can they find anything more? CTY is just getting himself out. Looks like CTY DDC will be the lone survivors here at this fight, as Vici Gaming only losing FY here on the Disruptor and finding 3 kills off the side of EHOME.
Yeah, they don't have their glimpse to find really, really valuable.
Oh, lots of gold going to Hao and the boys here.
You know, they're 2,000 gold ahead. Like, it's a very marginal lead for Vici Gaming. They're behind on experience too, which is kind of surprising for me, to be honest. But
I guess it's just because they've been grouping up so much. They've been doing this pushing, whereas EHOME, they've been a little bit more spread out. There's been a little bit more stacking going on in the jungle.
And Lina just farms faster than Pugna does. You run out of mana on Pugna until you have Bloodstone. He can't really go for it this time around because he has to get the beat. He heals it. It's the big difference, but once again, in terms of relative strength, it seems like Vici Gaming are more than 2,000 gold ahead in also just a bit better. And iceiceice, by the way, remember that poor offlane Zeus?
10 Bloodstone charges.
I mean, granted, it's 28 minutes in, but he had a Midas build up too, which also cost him 2,000, so he has recovered fully, and he's going to become really scary. I think a really cool item for him this game would be the Veil of Discord. There's just so many abilities that synergize with it for their team that I think it's an incredible value pickup. Even against these BKBs, they're not going to last forever. And it's when they expire that Vici are going to look to hit hard.
Well, JS Farm continuing. He's nearly got the S and Y finished now on top of the helmet of BKB. Just a couple hundred away from that final Sand recipe. And over onto House Jara. Demon Edge now done. So he's certainly starting to pack a punch. He's still got a bit to go before he finishes off what I imagine be that MKB as his next item. DDC, 1600 gold on the way to his Blink Dagger, so we're going to see Rubik get that one fairly shortly. But all in all, 29 minutes in, it's been quite a slow-paced game. Only 13 for 6 at the moment. Just the big difference being the fact that Vici Gaming had that momentum. But now we're at a point where they're only 1 tier 2 ahead of the push of EHOME, as EHOME, as we've seen with the illusions there from Lanham, is constantly applying the pressure on the bottom lane. Vici Gaming, though, they're going to group up, look for top. We saw how earlier they were able to do a significant amount of damage into tier 3. And maybe now they're in a confident position to try and finish that off and maybe even look for racks at this point of the game.
Our TK is very, very poor, which is a problem for EHOME, because they would like him to have a positional item so that it's a lot easier for them to find the engage. It's pretty unrealistic to get a good
TK blown up there! The Decrepify increasing the magic damage by too much for the Darkseer.
Rubik's still holding though. That is a very good spell. They might be able to hold without the Darkseer, but this is going to take an incredible time.
CTY, the Rocky Barrage as well. The yours is going to be there. Buys CTY the time to escape. And Lanham with the song. Is he going to try and reinitiate with anything? It doesn't look like he's just holding his position now. Just going to turn his attention back towards the structures here, back towards the barracks. Super with the Nether Blast as well. Bringing them low. White's going to come forward. Drops a Lucid Beam down onto Jarakovka, but Vici Gaming. They'll find the space here to find their first set of racks here in the top lane. And EHOME, nothing they can do about it. Vici Gaming as well. They're still sitting at full health. They may just look for more here. I guess they're still going to get the tier 2s on the other lanes, and they both have been pushed back out towards the map side of Vici Gaming. So they've got a TP back and look to push those back out before they want to try and find anything more from the base of EHOME. iceiceice using the taunt on the way out. A little bit of a Super Mario jump there. He's feeling good about himself. He had a very hard lane. He played... You know, he did he even die? He died in the lane once, I think, but he played it back well. It's a super difficult lane for Zeus. Did a good job. He got some good rotations off and is having a massive impact on the game right now. He's got to be feeling good about himself and about Vici's chances of winning this game. So they just got a massive lead now. Yeah, well, thanks to that set of racks there on the top. XP still hovering around the 0 point. Vici Gaming have been able to bring that back round. And I think the good thing as well for VG is, even though it's even, a lot of their farm is on this Gyrocopter. He's now coming up to 16,000 in terms of net worth. And how getting very, very scary. In fact, I think that might be the completed MKB. It is. Yes, it is. So MKB done on a how now, 31 minutes in with the BKB S and Y. And just with the whole team composition, it's going to be so hard for EHOME to fight into, which is pretty much the problem they've had all game when they've been trying to hold back the side of VG. He's just one step ahead of YJ already. YJ is building towards a butterfly. And the MKB is already prepared. So when it comes out, it isn't really going to make that big of a difference, because what can you use it for? So you can try to dodge physical attacks that Vici Gaming aren't really using that much. The only one hitting hard is Hal, and he doesn't care about your butter. But all the others are all about the magic damage. So you still have the same problem when your BKB expires, you're toast. Like this lineup can easily output 2,000 magical damage onto a single hero within the span of 2 seconds, and that's his health right now. So scary. Trying to get the push on this top lane, but he's going to have to TP back for the defensive. Vici already on it. TDC going to tell him to be strong. Oh, he gets taken down and won't do anything in response. Fantastic play there from EHOME. Now they're going to look for more. Looking for Fenrir. The song's going to come out. They're trying to set this one up. Should be able to find the Earthshake here. He's been left behind. They're chasing down. Fisher was stolen. A little bit off the mark. And Fenrir with the Glimmer Cape. Looking for the Jukes, and he's going to do it as well. Into the hiding spot and TP's out. Very nicely done there by Fenrir. FY tries to TP out himself. Telekinesis there from DDC. Lanham as well. And oh, they'll take him down. So they do find two heroes there, EHOME. This time, the defense is more than successful. Very nicely done there by the Dire.
Solid play from DDC. Seeing the opportunity to engage there with the blink and telekinesis, they blow up the Gyro immediately, and even if there's a counterplay from Vici Gaming, they know they can just use the Song of the Siren and snare the target, lock him down, and try to bring him down as well. So, How in this situation a little bit too aggressive for his own good. I mean, it's understandable he thinks he can go there, because he is, of course, he knows he's rich. He has big items, but they're not very good defensive items if he doesn't get the BKB off. He has no evasion. Of course, going for the MKB build-up instead of the butter. They do punish him, although the majority of the damage they did was magical. And now, it's going to be a lot easier. There it is for CTY. RTK is going to grab Guardian Greaves, so no mobility item for him.
I guess they've got the initiation of Lanham with the song. It can set it up for a nice vacuum wall combination coming out from RTK. iceiceice is incredibly rich. 2,300 now on top of the Blink Dagger he's found on that Bloodstone. So the farm's still looking very, very good for Zeus. Roshan is now back up, and it's kind of a question whether Vici feel confident enough to go for it. It's going to be a little bit tricky, especially when you're doing it up against a lineup with the Naga Siren, who does have the song back online in 20 seconds. They're going to try for it anyway. They're moving in. They're going to go for this one. They're going to start it off here, Vici, but I'm sure EHOME are going to have something that they want to say about it. They're making their way towards the pit here. Vici want to keep themselves sticking around. Lanham's got the ult available. I think Vici realize it'd be a little bit too risky to go for Roche now.
If nothing else, they get a lot of information out of going for that play. They find out the EHOME heroes. They force a rotation. If they just wait now, the top lane.
TDC making forward, and they have some dispersive house straight away as well. Oh, the Glimmer Cave is going to buy him time. The plan to drop down the corner. How is he getting? He's want to turn this round, moving in, but the Laguna Blade is too much damage. CTY is able to take down the giant Lanham with some of the sun. They're looking for more here. Will they find him moving on to Bemrick? Bemrick getting low. Move on the charges. They'll lose him. It's going to be 3 down, and they have found 2 response. YJ is still alive here. Johnny the hits out, but iceiceice, he might be able to clean this one out. There's a ball. Double kill now for iceiceice. EHOME, 4 of them hitting the deck. It's only DDC able to escape, and it ends up as a 4-for-3 trade, and iceiceice very nicely being able to clean up off the back of that one.
EHOME is doing such a good job at bringing down Hao with these initiations. This is a perfect type of engage they can get. They get the lift, they force out the BKB, they immediately saw him, and then they blow him up with the Laguna Blade, but still not able to find enough. And it's simply because Luna doesn't have enough damage items right now. They get kited a bit too long because they can't run them down and bring them down quickly. Ultimately, when the BKBs expire, Vici's lineup is just...
Oh, he's found DDC as well. Jumps in, drops a quick bolt. That's going to be a DDC, does blink himself up. But I've got to say, iceiceice's performance this game, on this offlane Zeus, he's got 7 kills, 5 assists, only died the 2 times, and he's racking up the gold as well. 5,000 gold in his bank. This is great play here from iceiceice.
He could look for a refresher right now. I think it will be the right item. It's going to more or less blow up the Rubik with 2 ultimates. It's going to put Darkseer under a lot of pressure. And of course, you don't have to use it like ult, refresh, ult. You can use your entire array of spells, then refresh and immediately use it again. That way you get 6 static field procs, you get 2 ultimates. And of course, the lightning bouncing everywhere. There we go. Good choice.
Roshan is now up. Axe is complete here on the Pugna. And Zeus, yeah, it's picked up straight up. Just buying it casually like that. Completed refresher orb.
If he doesn't die in the BKBs of EHOME, he has the potential to set his team up to win like a situation like a 2-on-5 in theory. If they're all like half health, BKBs are out, iceiceice can just be a one-man wrecking crew.
Absolutely fair. He's got 1,400 on his way towards that Blink Dagger. We'll see if he's able to pick that up after one more successful fight. Should push him over the edge. But Pugna pretty much in his element now with that axe. And also holding the gem, of course, for the team. Staff is also ready and waiting. And find a disruptor looking for the edge. Oh, that's a lovely party ring with a static storm. And iceiceice with the ult. Let's get the good break down now with the live train. They bring down RTK in response. YJ, CTY, and Hao all using their BKBs. Hao's going to try and chase down CTY here. The Song of the Siren coming out from Lanham. And it looks like it's going to be a defensive one as EHOME TP themselves out. Simply trading RTK for iceiceice there. I think they're going to be happy that they did manage to kill that Zeus there, because he's been having a great game so far. And as you can see from the golden XP difference, it certainly shows that EHOME come out on top there.
Again, DDC, phenomenal play. He sees him in the pit, he lifts him, tosses him toward the edge, then they vacuum him over the edge, And they put so much pressure on the Zeus that he has to double ult. He doesn't even have time to cast the other spells. So his impact in the fight is not what they were looking for. They still get a 1-for-1 trade, and it is going to give them the Roche. But the conditions that EHOME are fighting under, that was still very, very good.
She's going to go the way of VG, and with this they may feel confident enough to try and push in another lane, try and go for a second set of rats in tier 3. So looking in very good position in comparison to EHOME. I mean, how's the actual overall graph look? Okay, still about 7,500 lead here for VG. Not a massive one for 14 minutes in, but it's a lead that's been good over time, and EHOME have never really been able to swing the game back in their advantage at this point. VG certainly in the driver's seat at the moment, putting on the pressure on the bottom lane. YJ's trying to push up the top on his Luna on his own. VG Gaming just might be able to force him back if they want to go aggressive. They're going to move in here with the creep wave. House, Super, and iceiceice ready to go and take this fight to the high ground of EHOME. YJ, he's going to deliver this tier 2 on his own. Fortification will come out. He should be able to finish that one as he goes back in. Another blast slowly going out. Of course, the Super just whistling away at this tier 3.
Top tower has fallen.
Now Fenrir coming in as well. He has got that blink dagger. It's a last fight, so we'll see what he's able to do with the blink. He's got Echo Slam available. All the ults are up for VG Gaming. Let's see who's going to make the first jump here. Netherworld down on the side, ready for EHOME to fight into. Now just heading up here on the gyrocopter. Making a fair bit. DDC's just going to jump on him straight away with the telekinesis, but how, of course, does have the Aegis, but look at this, with the reverse light train healing him up. He's still alive. They will finally go down now. Aegis is there ready for round 2. Can they kill him again? That's the question. No, it was the BKB straight away. They found the tier 3 now. FY moving in as well. And stuck in Alanum here in the field of the Scanning Storm. They're moving in. They need to kill the Naga. She has got some available. And then with the ult here from YJ, he's actually doing a significant amount of damage. It's not quite enough. Can he kill iceiceice? No, iceiceice gets himself out. Looks like they'll only lose Hal here. Fenrir's actually stuck in the trees. He's got a blink in a second. Will he be able to make it? No, the damage is on him. Earthshaker's all stuck up. They'll find him as well here. The Yules just slowing down the pace, so they'll get the kill nonetheless. And EHOME again with the defense. They hold the base and they force VG Gaming right back out.
They are so good at this high ground defense. I mean, I'm gonna sound like broken record, but again, DDC finds the opening one more time, and they play it perfectly there. They find the kill on the gyro. They have to commit Laguna Blade to the first kill, but just bringing him down, forcing out the BKB immediately after, and their defensive play there, buying time. Even though Fenrir actually got a decent Echo Slime off to the side, he found 2 heroes. It's just not enough, and it's really the Glimmer Cape that's doing a lot of work for the Dire. The Glimmer Cape usage from Lanham has been exceptional this game. It's one of the reasons we've seen Zeus fall out of favor recently.
So lane, CT1 iceiceice. I don't know if he can. He's going to try and go for a solo kill potentially with the light strike. He's put the BKB as well with the Laguna. Oh, he gets it! Nicely done there by CTY, finding himself a solo kill on the iceiceice.
He tried to go for the counter kill. He did have Bloodstone ready to suicide, but thought maybe he could force CTY down there at the right place, and he was close. CTY is stronger in that exchange.
VG Gaming, I've got to be careful here because EHOME are finding a lot of very, very big kills in response to the aggression from VG, and the fact that YJ now has this butterfly complete, 1400 gold as well. He's only about 300 gold or so behind the gyrocopter. So this Luna's going to start getting very, very, very scary. And it's going to be even harder for VG Gaming to break the base. As we've seen so far, pretty much over the last 10 minutes, they just haven't been able to do so because EHOME take the fight every time.
And one of the luxuries that YJ has in this game is that he doesn't have to be very cautious with using Flutter, I feel. The gyro is going to hit him anyway because of the MKB, but the other heroes have so limited physical damage output that he can probably almost just use an aggressive Flutter with his BKB just to run in at 522 move speed, find his designated target, and just try to bring them down as fast as possible. And it's going to put a lot of pressure on VG here.
Very nice pick up here from Lanham. He's got the completed pipe of inside, which against VG's lineup is going to be fantastic in these team fights.
Pipe and Glimmer against Zeus. How much magic resist does he have? 57% before he glimmers.
Very nice indeed. Thunder Rose Ramp just coming out to get a bit of intel from the side of EHOME, check where they're all at. But I think VG will be a little bit more careful about kind of looking for a fight and trying to get this push onto this, but they might even just hang back and wait until Hal's got another item online. He's sitting on 3,400 gold at the moment, so maybe that's when they'll look to go to the go time again. EHOME, I think they're going to be more confident in leaving the base and looking for a fight themselves. Adam's got the song available if they want to try and set it up. They've got the wall, they've got all their ultimates online. If EHOME can find a jump onto VG, I can quite easily see them coming out on top here.
Quite in a pretty good position here to maybe force a BKB from CTY. I think if he Blink glimpses him there, he might bait out a BKB charge from CTY, but it's down to 5 seconds anyway, so it actually doesn't really matter. If they weren't looking to fight in the next 55 seconds, it makes no difference.
FY is
all BKBs are fine, right?
I believe so, after the amount of fights we've seen.
Yeah?
Yeah. Most BKBs on the deck, all at 5 seconds. And the fact that FY, of course, he is very close. Well, he's halfway there to his Aghanim Scepter. Has the point boost energy overflow. So he's more than 50% of the way there. And that's going to be very nice against the lineup of EHOME. If he's able to track them all.
Almost 700.
Oh, okay, he's got the stuff. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, it's very, very close indeed.
But it's still going to be a little bit complicated to set it up, because if he doesn't catch the Naga in the standing from, they can always just song and disengage anyway. And with the 5-second BKBs, the timing has to be exceptional to be able to bring down key targets with both Glimmer Cape and, of course, Pipe available for Lanham.
He's got to complete his Satanic. So we've seen in these last few fights, one of the issues for Vici is the fact that they lose How at the start every time. Now, if he's able to get that Satanic off, it's still going to be very hard, because he seems to always get kind of chain stun, chain locked down. He's going to have to hope that he can even get the BKB off before the fight begins, or he allows that small window to activate it in the fight. So otherwise, the Satanic isn't going to be able to do him too much. But I guess at the least, it's going to make him a lot more tanky with the extra HP.
Yeah, and he's still finding some levels for some extra stats here, but I think this is the peak HP he will have in this game. He'll have maybe 200 more from stats and level ups, and that's it.
I like this as well. EHOME, they're trying to go aggressive now. They're ready to try and look for a fight themselves onto the side of VG. Heading into the jungle here, smoked up. FY's going to back up. Pings are coming out. It looks like they're aware that something's going on. And VG just playing it careful. Down towards the bottom, actually, as a 4-man. Making it very hard for EHOME to get a jump on them. It looks like VG will be able to avoid that rotation for the time being. Now, looking for Roshan. It's still about a minute or so before we'll see when Roche is back up. But we may, at this point, see both teams kind of just hang off until one of them is able to get the Aegis here. EHOME just trying to take away a bit of the jungle here from VG.
This is why it's so good for VG Gaming to have taken the ranks top early, because it gives them a lot of information. When no one is pushing out this top lane, if they wait like one creep wave and no one is showing still, they know EHOME are up to snuff. Like, there's no way they're just going to let this push into their base and start taking tier 4 towers, so they're definitely going for a smoke play. And for EHOME to be able to pull these smoke ganks off, they need to push this top lane out very far, and I think they have to get Boots of Travel maybe on their Luna so she can push it out and join the fight afterwards. But if you're YJ right now, I don't think you want to go for them. I think you want to get another fighting item first, maybe a Satanic for him as well. Looks like that is the build. He has it now if he wants to buy it, or what's it? He's 20 short. He's going to get it in a sec.
So maybe with the Satanic Butterfly on the Luna, because the fact that Jara has got that MKB with the Satanic, it's going to be quite a close fight between these two. They're pretty similar power levels at the moment. We'll see who's able to get the jump. Hanging around Roche here. It looks like it's going to be a longer respawn here, so both teams got about 3 minutes or so until Roche is available again.
So this Satanic and the
Axe for FY. Okay.
And there's a couple of items to keep in mind here. Of course, the #1 item we always talk about when we have Item Center Disruptor in play is the BKB. Yeah. But there are a lot of other items that are very valuable for EHOME. They can't use the Yules of Lina or the Shiv as guard. The Luna cannot use her Satanic, which could prove to be absolutely huge. And should they manage to catch out Lanham, there's no Pipe, there's no Pulse, there's no Glimmer Cape. It's a really big item right now, but the difficult thing for FY is going to be to find the right position. Of course, he does have Blink Dagger, but well, maybe it's not so hard after all. They can Zeus ult, and he can blink and find his target of choice and basically almost force a 1-for-1 trade.
Oh, they're going to jump in straight onto YJ, but they don't catch him in the kinetic. They've got the glimmers there, but no, the KP's there. He's going to be fine. And now the side of EHOME trying to reinitiate, moving in and take away the Nether Ward. Now YJ with the ultimate trying to find out. He'll cancel the TP. How's going to double for the weekend? He's going to let go for it. How do you go? He's trying to fight through this, but he goes down here. Nice goes down from Fenrir, though. He catches two. They'll find both of those kills, but Fenrir loses his life. Super trying to look for the life drain here onto CTY. And it is a 2-for-2 at the moment here. Is anything more going to kick off? Oh, to get TPs and then cancels it straight away. Gets himself glimpsed actually away. Won't get trapped up by the kinetic field as well. RHJ is going to be alright. Super iceiceice and FY the only ones to remain alive here for Vici. Let's see if they can find anything more. Actually, going into the wall here. TK is going to chase it down here with a vacuum. But now the life train out. He's going to be careful. Oh! He just had to get himself away. iceiceice just straight up kills himself. Realizes that he hasn't got a chance in hell against CTY.
Wait, so how did Gyro get up there?
Did he not get vacuumed up?
No, because the vacuum was somewhere else, I think. I feel like he used the vacuum further down.
He might have got force staff.
Did he get force staffed by his own teammate? Because there's no aggressive force staff, right?
Either way, it did not go down well for Hao that one.
How did that happen?
How?
Did they force staff him with their own Pugna? Like, I'm sure I saw another vacuum than that one. And he can't have been up there for like 30 seconds straight.
Nonetheless, 21-18 again. EHOME finding some very good fights.
He got lifted by Rubik.
Yeah, okay. I know, there's a reason why we have you here on the casting desk.
Yeah, so that I can get answers from Twitch chat.
Thanks, Twitch chat.
You know,
yeah. 49 minutes in coming in now.
I'm actually drawing all my knowledge.
Let's have a look at the graphs. How are we doing?
I'm just telegraphing their comments to
you. 6,000 still for VG. They're kind of holding on in VG. Experience difference still slap bang around 0. But you've got to be honest, the fact that EHOME are holding on as well as they are, with the fact that they are down a set of ranks, is looking up for the side of the die. Lina now with 3.5k gold on top of the Aghanims, and YJ continuing to just look very, very scary. Yeah, I've got the Gyrocopter now, 2,000 ahead, looking for 3k gold. We'll see what he goes for his next item. And they're just playing it safe here, VG, farming up. Roshan is going to spawn now. So we'll see which team's able to take that. It looks like both are a little bit interested. Moving in towards the nearby. And here we go, okay. Now, he's going to head in for this one. He's ready to fight around it. EHOME there on the high ground. They're ready to return. Engagement if anything kicks off. Rubik trying to build towards his Aghanims. Top lane as well. YJ just pushing it in. Feeling very confident. He knows that they're all around the Roche pit. He's got this space to go for it.
This is the kind of situation EHOME wants to end up in, where this top lane has so much momentum that YJ could be anywhere right now. If he... Once again, we might consider Boots of Travel as the next item for the Luna here. Let's see if that is going to be the choice or if he wants to. Because if he completes his inventory first, these split push plays are not an option anymore, and that's a really big problem. So I think he kind of has to go for Boots of Travel before he gets his 6th item. Let's see what the choice is, though.
Moving in here, just putting Splitter's down on Zara TK.
I'm trying to... I don't know. That can't really have baited out of EKB. There's no way he's going to fall for that one.
Lanham's there, he's Lanham of course with the song available, but Vici still not quite ready to move in. Now they're going to head down towards the river, but they're just, both teams being very, very scared of each other here. No one really wanting to make the first jump, no one wanting to commit. They're waiting for each other to go.
This is a big item, and it's the best one to get right now, I think.
You can burst down pretty much any hero on the side of VG now, can't it?
So Gyro has 2,500 health, and Lina can, with 2 Laguna Blades, deal 1,900. So if they just tickle him a little bit first, CTY can blow him up in one go.
And they want to do something big here with the pressure of it.
Satanic can easily turn it around if Hal gets the first Laguna Blade. In his states, if he gets to Satanic and just hit 2 or 3 times,
this
that
could be big for
EHOME.
They can find a jump here. They do have the Thunder God's Wrath VG. If they pop it, this would be a great time to do something. They're not going to go to it. And here we go. Get pop it now. And oh, they actually get down the Static Storm here. This might be very hard to fight. But YJ gets on the BKB. Looking for Hal. Trying to take down Hal. Hal gets to the BKB. He's going to be okay for the time being. They've already lost the Rubik here on the side of EHOME. Now Lanham comes out with the song. Trying to set something up. They want to get rid of this Nether Ward. RTK moving in with the punches. YJ's to help him out. But Ferry now with the Echo Sound on the YJ. Another refresh from outside. The second ult comes out. 2 of them dead. Lanham's the TP himself out, but he's going to get clipped. Al's moving in onto RTK and find the dunks here. They'll also get the Naga Siren. Triple kill for iceiceice. That refresher ult setting him up perfectly. And EHOME forced back to their base. Very nicely done there by VG. And they'll probably get a Roshan off the back of this as well. I mean, no buybacks available at all on EHOME.
Yeah, the only piece of good news for EHOME there is that CTY manages to kill off the Disruptor in the end with a second Laguna Blade, but he didn't get both of them off. I think it was a Glimmer Team play onto the Gyro that saved Hal there. It looked like CTY could be able to blow him up, but they don't manage to execute it well enough, and this is going to be a Roshan. It's going to be most likely some aggressive warding if they have any on any of their heroes, which actually looks like they don't. Nobody has any wards on the Radiant right now.
It's going to be the cheese here as well for the side of VG. Left to a side. There's a Hex now onto your opponent.
Yeah. Good item pickup, of course, especially now that BKBs run low on duration. It's a lot easier to get a Hex off that is high impact.
VG, let's see if they're ready to try and go for the base push again. We saw them do it about 20 minutes ago, and after that ended badly. They haven't really been back here, but now with the Aegis of Cheese, maybe VG now and again are ready to go for it. And here we go, DDC are going to the initiation. Can they cheese fit it? No, Al will be okay here for the time being. Will they get up? Oh, the net from down. Can they stun up now? Clean him low here. Fortification will come out for the side of EHOME. iceiceice looking forward though. The lightning bolt just keeping EHOME back behind the tier 3 now, so there's no tier 3s remaining for the side of EHOME, just their last 2 sets of exposed racks. And VG may be ready to move in for more. Fenrir, the one holding the cheese, he's got putting him this up, but it doesn't matter. He's quite setting this up onto YJ. He's been hit up as well, but Adam with the song. He's trying to stop this. May even want to turn this around, but Johnny Trap coming out. EHOME on the retreat. They just can't fight into this wall. They'll get rid of the missile, but the VG will just move in. Start to hit over the racks. DDC against the telekinesis, but the vacuum wall! Catching 3 BKB's been popped by Howard. Super luxury starts here on TK Poker. And will be able to get himself out. Light speed popped by EHOME. They just can't really do the armor of VG game, even with a lovely vacuum wall. Now look at the stun onto Hannah. What will he be able to steal it? Yeah, okay, he's got a hunting missile. iceiceice moving forward. YJ tripping over. They punch the BKB now. The second trying to fight onto iceiceice. Just towards Howard. The stolen missile actually holding Howard down there. Super with the right check for the low down. Can they kill him for the second time? There's someone. But there's the first Laguna Blade. Now he's going to be bombed. Oh, Fenrir with the echo snap. Oh, he has the mid drop to 2. CTY is getting low calibrated now. Yes, up by the leader. They might just lose that fight. The Glimmer Cave. He's going to be alright here. How? Gets himself a double kill. Fenrir moving it on to YJ. They hit it with the live training. GG. Finally, VG break the games and they break down EHOME. They win game 1.
That was so extremely close to being another hold for EHOME.
What a game that just happened. Calculations, just both teams playing it careful. We saw VG go for the base push 2 times. It was unsuccessful. They held themselves back. EHOME came out. They looked for an engagement. It wasn't a good one. And then VG, after the roast, they felt that they could go for another try at the base, and this time it was successful.
This is very, very high quality play. Like, everyone in this game really did their job. So many, like, very small details that